This is a compilation of Premier League legends talking about Thierry Henry. Now, just quickly before we start, I've spent over a decade collecting these clips, and a few of these are really obscure. They may not even exist online anymore. So with YouTube copyright often not being very nice, you might want to save a couple of your favourites. Alright, enjoy.
Henry for me was a total game changer at the time. Playing in that era, I was looking at him thinking, if I want to be the best, if I want to win the Golden Boot, how am I ever going to compete with that? He's just bigger, faster, more skillful. He was everything. Whereas a lot of the other players on there, you know, were amazing players, don't get me wrong, but you always felt, well, yeah, I can score the goal he scored, or I could. Thierry Henry, you just couldn't match.
I thought I was decent, and I was coming through, and I was thinking, I'm going to make it, and I won the Golden Boot at 17, won it again at 18, and then Thierry Henry came over, and I looked at him and thought, I'm never going to win one of those again either.
Thierry, best player in Premier League history for you?
Yes.
I played against a few of these players. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo, what he went on to do. I played against Drogba, Wayne Rooney, a little bit Shearer at the end. In the main, you had good games against them, or they had good games against you, but it was a battle. Thierry is the one player on that list who made me feel completely inferior, that I couldn't cope really going into the games. I'd never felt like that before about coming up against a player.
Because of the physicality, because of the skill, what was it?
All of it.
Desk, best player you've played with, you're not allowed to say Lionel Messi.
I'll go for Thierry Henry.
Thierry, I think, together with Lionel Messi, they are the two players that I felt much stronger when I was on a football pitch. It's like saying, okay, this could not be my day, the team could not play well, etc. But you know you will always have Thierry Henry there to save the day. And there were games that the later part of my career, let's say the last 8 to 10 years, I didn't feel that any game was easy. Okay, maybe when I was playing with Leo, yeah, you can feel the confidence that, okay, he will make something special. But also with Thierry, when we were in the tunnel at Highbury, stepping into the pitch, it's difficult to explain because I don't want it to sound weird or arrogant or anything, but I just felt I knew we were going to win. That was the power of me seeing Thierry there, and I only felt it with him and Leo.
He was so powerful. I have never seen a player being so dominant in the Premier League.
He was so dominant. I mean, you know how he was when he was on his day, and even when he was not sometimes, he was unstoppable. I mean, some defenders, and big defenders and great defenders, they didn't really know what to do with him.
To a half that contained one moment of genius. We've been privileged to see a vintage moment from Thierry Henry.
When he scored the first goal the other day, I just went to Lauren and I said, he's the best, look at him.
Thierry Henry would definitely be the toughest I played against. Used to have nightmares before I played against him. By far the best.
Henry again.
Henry, is he difficult to play against? Very, very quick.
Yeah, he's quicker than anybody then.
The applause ringing around Highbury for Thierry Henry. He's done things here that other players can only dream about. He's gone, well, Desai is one of the best defenders in the world. Look how he threw in.
Desai gets the cross in front of him. Still Henry. Keeps on his feet. Henry!
One player that you were frightened of?
Henry, you would know, mate. He was so quick.
Honestly, I'm still terrified of him now.
He was the best by far, and he had everything. His movement, go short, go in behind, right and left foot. He was incredible. But literally, the night before games, he would be the one player in my career that I thought, going to be a tough day tomorrow. No one had that effect on me at all but him.
This keeper, I would suggest, ball, the spin, the drag. Lovely stuff. He made a second, still Henry. Oh, he's gone through everybody. Thierry. Oh, that would have been some goal.
That's the issue. We've been training for half an hour. We scored a few. He just goes with his left and killed us.
Oh, this guy retired for 10 years. He killed my whole company.
Toughest opponent? Which player?
Thierry Henry. When I played against him. And
everyone picks Thierry Henry.
I was at Everton, and it's one of those players where you felt that, yeah, he was so superior to the rest that he could completely dominate the game.
He was the one with all the qualities, you know. Because he had exceptional technical qualities, quick understanding of the game, but as well, he was a super athlete. And his pace, his power was frightening. Biggest talent ever maybe in football. Had everything you dream to have when you're a football player. Highly intelligent, analyzes very quickly, great pace, great power, great jump. He used only 50% of his jumping power to score goals, because he could have been a tremendous header of the ball. He didn't fancy it too much, but he had aspects in his game that he didn't explore completely, you know. Still, in the modern game, what he did is just amazing. For 3-4 years or 5 years, he was the Michael Jordan of football, you know. When he decided, he clicked and he could score.
I think I heard you mention him, that he could be Michael Jordan of football.
Yes, he had everything.
It's funny because there was times you'd watch Arsenal and then we're getting in a game and people are holding us out, and then Thierry would have like 5-10 minutes of his best and the game is over.
Yeah.
Over.
When he got angry, you know, when Sandy wanted the game by the scruff of the neck.
Seeing players now, Mbappe and Rashford, almost trying to play a similar way to what Henry done. For me, Henry's the best to ever play in the Premier League. The impact he had in that Arsenal team, and his calmness, his finishing, his pace, his power. I don't think we ever seen anything like it.
First time I played against him, I think it was '97, and he was 18, I think. And he was raw, not a great understanding of the game at the time. Quick, lightning quick, athletic. And then came across him again when he played for Arsenal, and you're talking about a transformation. Someone who does the right thing, understands the game, and it's a development that happens from 17, 18 to the 25, 26 years of age to make you the best player in the world. And in the end, you couldn't mark him one-on-one. We had to deal with him with a collective. The right centre-back, the right midfielder, the right winger, myself, if I was playing right back. We worked so hard to manage him, to try and stop him.
Henry is a very difficult player to play against from a defender or goalkeeper's point of view, because you can't read him. He's got so many tricks and he does it not, he does it at pace.
Peter, why didn't you save that?
He's a very, very difficult striker to read. He's got the pace, and once he comes running with that kind of pace towards you, normally as a goalkeeper you will try to make him do what you want him to do. But when it comes to pace like that, it's the other way around.
For me, Thierry Henry have something, and I always talk about Thierry about that, because he was a player who, if he had to feed him, it was great. But if he doesn't have the pass, he was able to get the ball, dribble 2-3 players and score. Alan, I don't think Alan have that.
When I played football, I never came across anybody like him, that's for sure.
Who gets you on the edge of your seat more than Thierry Henry?
Thierry. See, when you see the long sleeves on the Arsenal shirt, you know right then straight away who you're coming up against, and you know you've got to focus in, because this guy is to end careers, man, in the Premier League.
Good contest this against Ferdinand, and Henry is past it.
I used to watch on TV, or I'd look in the tunnel when I was in there, and some players I would see thinking, whoa, it's Thierry Henry, look. I see some players shrink in the tunnel. He's going to do it to the best of them. He done me a couple of times, he just didn't score.
Henry, he's round Ferdinand. It's a tap.
But he done me like a couple of times with a bit of skill, and for Barcelona once he went to shoot and faked it.
He had an aura about him that defenders were scared of, so they would sort of not let him have the ball, but they'd think, well, this is Thierry Henry, so what he's going to do with it. And before you know it, he had the ball at his feet. He sort of commanded respect, and he got it from players who played against him because he was so good.
When I went to play against him, I was only thinking about him, and it affected my game. He's making defenders not think, can I stop him playing well? Can I stop him scoring? No, defenders are going into games thinking, don't embarrass me. If he scored or he did okay, as long as he didn't embarrass me.
It was like he was on a motorbike. It was an absolute nightmare to play against him.
Well, off he goes. With Olympic sprinter's pace. And in this Premiership football is played at one heck of a lick. But Thierry Henry has an overdrive that is beyond anyone else.
I'm not one that's prepared to say that something is undefendable, but I have to say I don't know what Liverpool could have done about that particular little passage of play there. It was undefendable.
I've seen most things in this league in the last 25 years. I haven't seen anything like him.
Just watch this. Switch it on and he's away. And there is absolutely nothing that anyone can do about it.
Henry just stands and waits for his teammates to come and congratulate the master. This boy's just different class. Different class. World class. Yeah, and even that might not be good enough to describe him. He's got some wonderful expressions on me when he gets filled, doesn't he? How dare you? It's because you're brilliant, son, that's why. People can't cope at times.
Who's the best player in Premier League history?
Thierry Henry. He's very special in every way. He doesn't really have weaknesses in his game. He makes it look so easy. He can create goals, he can score goals. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, and then he's got his skills as well. And to come across a player like him, I think you can only do that once in every 100 years maybe.
If you look at two players, Bergkamp, Henry,
Henry is the better player. He was so unbelievable, complete.
Thierry Henry's the only player I've ever seen in the Premier League who looks like he's a 20-year-old playing in an under-13s football league. It was scary.
Head and shoulders above everybody else.
Everybody.
Do we accept now, Harry, that the guy is unstoppable? You can't do nothing with him. He's got to be the best player in the world at the moment. There can't be anybody playing better than him. I know Zidane's a fantastic talent, but this fella's, he's frightening.
There are hardly any footballers in the history of the game who have the capability of picking up the ball in their defensive third, going from the defensive third into the middle third, into the attacking third, and scoring at the other end. I don't even think Pelé was able to do that. Physically, an amazing looking animal, his build, his speed. I think he could have been an Olympic athlete had he not been a footballer born with the touch and footballing brain that he had. You could really almost go to any football ground in the country and there would be extra thousands on at any gate, not to watch 22 players, but actually so that they had the privilege of watching Thierry Henry. Without doubt, one of the greatest footballers that has ever lived. You know, I'm plucking him out as possibly the greatest individual in so much that he could pick a ball up and run the length of the field and score.
Arsenal were catching us up. We looked at Henry, he was outside left in Monaco. The big change that made Arsenal was reinventing Henry and the goals. I mean, it was fantastic.
Henry! What a goal!
He's been the best player we've played against the last 6, 7, 8 years. Every game we play against him, you have to be aware of him.
I've never seen any player like traumatize as much defenders as him. He actually killed so many defenders' confidence. His style, his speed, his arrogance as well. His style was really disturbing a lot of defenses.
They've got the most effective forward that there's been in British football as long as I can remember.
He was doing what he wanted. That's what it looked like. Even when you were playing against him, he's taking a mick. You'd end up watching him. It was that good, and it was, you know, even players around him, you couldn't mark him, you couldn't stop him. He could ride challenges, then he could put the accelerator on and leave quick players for dead.
One player, past or present, to play alongside, who would you pick and why?
Henry, favourite Premier League player.
Well, the whole Arsenal side are a credit to the game. The guy up front, the Frenchman, he is nothing short of different.
Thierry Henry is one, of course, he's a world class, really top class, but I still think he can improve 30 or 40% because he's such a huge potential. And sometimes I feel that it is too easy for him.
What's too easy for him?
Football.
I looked at the history records. Even Thierry was taken at a higher pace than Mbappé. 39k per hour.
The game we were 2-0 down against Liverpool at half-time, he came out, took the ball and scored, you know. When you had average game, like everybody had average game, he could still take the ball and score your goal. He could make the impossible possible.
Paul talk about Ronaldo, the Brazilian. Yeah, I agree when the people say he's one of the best strikers, but this guy, for me, is like Ronaldo. He have everything. He was a perfect striker, left, right, strong, quick, and with the ball. And he scored a lot of goals.
He was so important to the Invincibles. I don't remember how many goals he scored, but virtually every weekend he made the difference.
And some of the play, especially from Henry, I was a big fan of his, but after playing against him on Tuesday night, I didn't really appreciate how good he was. He really is top draw player.
Great ability, great touch, speed, technique. He's not only a great goal scorer, but he's a scorer of great goals. In that respect, he's very different to me, where he can go past 2 or 3 people and still score.
Pick one player who never won a Ballon d'Or that you think deserved 2.
Thierry Henry deserves it like 10 times.
You played with Ian Wright and Thierry Henry. How would you rate Harry Kane, comparing them in a bracket with those two?
I think Kane and Wrighty are a different type of players. Wrighty was more inside the box. Thierry Henry, I'm sorry, but is in a different level. I love Keane, I think he's fantastic, but Thierry is still Thierry.
First is a team game, but without Thierry it could be more difficult. Like the last 2 games where we was a little bit tired, but we needed someone to do something special. And Thierry always performed on the big games. He was tremendous and fantastic as a player. I paid him to say that.
Henry, I suppose it's very difficult to leave Henry up because he was absolutely fantastic. There's no getting away from him.
As a modern striker, Henry can do everything.
Edu. Then forward again by Vieira for Henry turning and hitting the crossbar in the blinking of an eye.
The bloke sees things that no one else does. You find a new adjective for him. He is just extraordinary. Nothing is impossible when Thierry Henry is on the ball.
Well, I don't think there's a player in the last 30 years. And again, we've played with a great. I played with Dalglish. I don't think there's been a player that's been as exciting as Thierry Henry. I really don't. He just can do things that, you know, you cannot believe.